Yeah, hi guys, to the band here once again. PCRD professionals, consultant, coach, trainer. I'm always interested in talking about industry. That has always been my passion. And this afternoon, I still want to share something on success. And there are three things I'm going to be talking to you about. The first is believe, and the second has to do with determination, and then the third one has got to do with opportunity. These three factors, if put together, will determine success. Several times I hear a lot of people talk about their backgrounds. Several times I hear a lot of people talk about someone who did not, give them the assistance that they needed to become who they want to become. But you see, I want to let you know something very important. Believing in yourself is the first point of call. A man called Claude Pepper he says, I can do all things. Now, what does that mean? It means I believe. Nobody can ever be seen to be able without believing. Now, I'm not trying to be religious here, but I'm just trying to be very, very plain with life. Everyone that believes in themselves, everyone that believes in who they are, everyone that believes that they are capable of making anything work that's within the line of their wiring for existence is very sure to make it possible. So when you believe, it means that you are becoming optimistic. You're becoming confident about the future. That's what it means to believe. And nobody starts a course, nobody begins a process without believing in themselves. So because you believe in yourself, you are sure to be able to run through a process. And somebody will ask, how does this really start? Or how do I, go about believing in myself? For you to truly say you believe in yourself, you must do some basic things like probably assessing or examining your strengths. If you're able to examine your strengths, then you are capable of making a distinction between your weaknesses or your lapses and your strength. And then that helps you to be able to know what is going to drive you to where you ought to be in life. So you don't believe, in the blues. No. You believe with specifics. Okay? If I say I believe in myself, it means I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of doing. That's what it means. And that's why nobody truly goes through a course of building or development without really knowing what their strengths are. So it's wise to always know before you begin a process. And then, because you believe it's not going to make it all rosy for you, that's why I want to talk to you about the second one, which has to do with determination. And to be determined means to be spirited. To be spirited would mean that you have been able to generate so much force from the within that could guarantee motion. Now, when I say guarantee motion, I'm not talking about physical, movement with your legs. No, I'm talking about that will guarantee action. It's one thing to have a view or a plan of something, and it's another thing to put to work that. So, and when you believe in yourself, finding out your strengths, finding out your powers, your inherent powers, finding out your genius from the inside, finding out what makes you unique and different from, the other, 7 billion point persons on earth. What makes you very distinct and exceptional. When you find that out, I tell you, there will be that drive. There will be that drive to put to work what you have found out. And of course, don't forget that you need to give attention to the proper harnessing of these abilities and potentials and gifts that constitutes your strengths that you have found out. So you get determined. Now, why do you need to get determined? Because everyone on a journey to greatness must meet obstacles. You're going to find things that serves or that stands as inhibition. Yeah, it's going to be either from the people you meet, in trying to keep a relationship with them. It's going to be with people that you're trying to run your transactions with. It doesn't matter who they are, but the truth of the matter is this: you are going to meet a lot of seeming obstacles or inhibitions, but you need to be determined, knowing what your strengths are and what it can produce for you to be able to scale through. So determination is one thing you must put at the back of your mind, because you're going to meet disappointments. You're going to try several times and fail several times. But you know what? That you tried and failed several times does not mean that you can't make it. No, it will only mean that there's something possibly you've not gotten right. So determination is one thing that would help you to scale through. Determination, don't forget. Now, and the third is opportunity. Why do I have to talk about opportunity? You see, in all that you may have developed or acquired as a person, if you don't have an opportunity to exhibit it, to give it out, it's as good as being useless. Yeah, it's as good as being useless. And that's why opportunity is what creates an avenue for you to exhibit that much of value that you have or that you have developed. So, but how does opportunity come? Listen to this. Opportunity is not within the control of any man, but naturally, somehow, someday, somewhere, it will come. But you know what? Opportunity needs to meet you as a prepared man. So invariably, opportunity meets those who are consistent on course. Opportunity meets those who are always prepared. Opportunity meets those who know where they're going and they are consistently doing something about it. Those are the people that opportunity meets. It just happens beyond we can explain. That's why if you check even those who have made it in life, they can tell you how long they've been on course doing something, making effort and all of that, and suddenly the opportunity just came. That is how it happens. It's possible that the person through whom the opportunity came, may have seen you doing what you're doing, and without saying anything until the right time to give you that opportunity. So what do you have to do? Just stay determined. Remain consistent on course. Never you give up. I know sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's just as though it's not going to work anymore. Why is it like that? Because opportunity is not in your control. That's the reason. Okay? That's one thing you don't know, when and how it's going to come. But one thing that you know about is the strength you have and the determination that you need to keep. These are the things that you know and they have control over. So you've got to keep being determined, never giving up on cause until your opportunity comes. This even applies even to those who work in organizations. Some people may have been working, making effort, doing everything possible to help the organization, but it's as though promotion hasn't come. It even applies to those who do business. You've been investing so much, working hard, doing everything possible, but it's as though that great opportunity would not come. But I tell you, someday you just receive a letter as a worker, or someday you just receive a call as a businessman, and suddenly you are receiving a great offer. Wow, what has changed? Is it that you worked harder now? No, it's just because you've been consistent, and then opportunity met you. So when you remain determined, believing in who you are, keeping development constant, opportunity definitely would meet you. And you know what? Those who are prepared, who finds opportunity, would always utilize the opportunity. So never you live your life wishing and just thinking that it's just going to happen. Let me tell you, nothing just happens. Nothing just happens. Nothing just happens. Somebody makes something to happen. And I'd like to tell yourself today that I'm going to make something happen. Do you know that there are deposits that God made on the inside of everyone? That's why it's good to look inward. Every time you look inward, you will discover that God deposited something in you. Just like we have crude oil in Nigeria. In some parts of the world, they don't have crude oil. That is how you were. You have something deposited on the inside of you. And that's what you must be in search for. Just don't sit down and keep wishing and believing that something is just going to happen someday. No, nothing is just going to happen someday. You are the one to make it to happen. As a matter of fact, the world is awaiting your happening. So what do you need to do? You need to make it happen. There's something on the inside of you that you need to make happen. You are full of potentials. I've often said this, there is no one man that is born without a potential. There's no one man that's born without faculties. There's no one man that's born without values. But you need to do something about this value or these values. And when you begin to do something about it, you are able to create a niche. You're able to create a solution to a problem that so many have had over the years without finding a solution to it. And I'm going to leave you with this finally. Several times I hear people say nothing is new. Let me tell you, there is something new every day. There is always something new every day. I can agree with the fact that there could be similar things, but you know what? Similar things are never the same. And so you are one of those new things that needs to happen that has never been experienced before. So I don't know where you're watching and listening to me from right now. You may have been so downcasted. You may have lost your hope. You may have been thinking that nothing is ever going to work for you. You may have gone to churches, received prayers, and pastors have told you a manner of things that you were just going to suddenly receive it and nothing is happening, and you begin to think that God is a failure and that God has failed you and whatever. Let me tell you something. All that we need to become all that God wants us to become is on the inside of us. We have got to believe in ourselves. We have got to stay determined in spite of all the seeming obstacles. And we've got to stay prepared, waiting for opportunities, because suddenly opportunity is going to come and we're going to utilize it. And then we'll become all that we planned and desired to become in this life. My name is Chidi Bey. I'm a consultant, I'm a trainer, and I'm a coach. And of course, the company is Effective Consults, like you always know. We are popularly known as ECR the Professionals. So you can always reach us on the number 080-3877-2798. I take it again, 080-3877-2798. Or you can follow us on www.facebook.com/ECRD Professionals. I take it for the last time, www.facebook.com/ECRD Professionals. I'll see you some other time. Bye.